Hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. I don't know what happened. But hopefully this is set up and it's working. It looks like it is. It looks like it's working. Can everybody hear me? Let me share this out. Share. Shared. I had a bit of an issue earlier on my other live stream. It was like it was showing off a different intro, and I was like, that's incorrect. So I had to stop that and start a new one. But how is everybody doing? Happy New Year. Hi, hi, hi. Let me know who is here. Welcome to the Pendulum's Path live stream for the new year. I'm super jazzed. I can't believe it's 2025. Absolutely insane. Can't believe it. But welcome to 2025. I was going to try and go live a couple days ago, but I was still very under the weather. Very under the weather. I got hit with a terrible, terrible illness, and that was not a good time for me. Not fun at all. I'll wait for some other people to come on, y'all. So how's everybody's year been so far? How's the year been treating you? I know that we're only like a week into it, a week and a day into it. I look beautiful. Well, I threw makeup on because you didn't see that earlier. You got to see like this is what it looked like out of the shower. I got to see you twice today, Courtney. And now you get to see me a third time. That's kind of creepy. That you can see me, but I can't see you. I guess that could be said the same for those on the other side. They can see us, but we can't always see them. Creepy sometimes. Go ahead and share this out too, please. Tag people, send it to people. Be like, you should watch this. Hopefully we get a decent crowd tonight. Do. It's quiet so far. Should we pull cards for the year? See what the year is going to be like? That could be fun. Well, that just flew out, so. Hi, Carrie Ann. Yes. I'm live right now. What did you need? Did you need? If you need something, come take it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Okay, so I pulled cards for this year. just to kind of see what was going to come out. And the first card that flew out is the World card, which is like there's a lot. I mean, it's like this is going to be a year of like a lot of change. I do see some. I mean, there's obviously going to be some conflict, especially with when it comes to like government stuff. So while there's going to be damage done, it's not the end of the world. Okay. It's what I'm going to say. It's like, it's not going to be the end of the world. There's also going to be a lot of innovation, and a lot of like scientific developments as well this year. I mean, that's kind of happening every single year, but that happens a lot. I do also see a lot of people kind of kicking back and relaxing a lot more in 2025, just because the past like 4 years have been really, really, really hard. And a lot of people are going to be more focused on like restoring their sense of like normalcy again, because that really hasn't happened. You know, it's taken us a long time to kind of recover, especially since COVID kind of just like ran rampant through the world. And now like the entire like, you know, like west coast of the United States is like on fire, and it's just, yeah. So I see a lot of people kind of like taking a little bit more time to kind of relax and not stress out so much. It's going to be I think it's going to be a year of like, I feel like space exploration is going to change a little bit. At least that's what I see. But since it is 2025, if anybody wants to know what's in store for them, I'm going to be doing readings. So I've got my Oracle decks out. I've got my tarot deck out. So if anybody wants a reading, go ahead and ask. You know, just drop a comment in the comment section and just be like, me, please. Or what do I need to know? Kind of thing. Or if you have a specific question, go ahead and drop that in the comments too. I do not do pregnancy. I don't do health. I don't do legal, for obvious reasons. You know, so if you're on TikTok and you see all these like fertility readers, don't buy into it. Please don't buy into it, because I've been told multiple times that I'm definitely getting pregnant this year, which is hilarious because I can't get pregnant. So, you know, I think it's hilarious when that happens. And then I call them out on it too. And they're like, no, you're definitely having children. I'm like, that's not possible. Stop scamming people. I was like, you might see pregnancy, but you might not see the miscarriage, or you might not see the infant, you know, like not developing correctly. And it's just not ethical to do. It's just not ethical. Don't do it. You know what I mean? But hit the share button. Let people know. Tag people. Send it to your friends. I want to get a crowd in here tonight. I know it's like snow days everywhere. Everyone's tired. Let's see here for Carrie Ann. Let's put you up there. Do, 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 do. All right, Carrie Ann and Arca, if you can share this out too, please, that would be fabulous. That'd be great if you can do that. Or hype it up, something like that. Okay, so Carrie Ann, we've got this card of the warrior that's sitting here, and you've definitely had to be a warrior recently, not just for yourself, but for other people as well. You've had to kind of be the strong one for others, even if you don't necessarily feel like you're that strong at the moment. Or in those moments where people are needing you to be the strong one, and you're just like, I don't really have the strength to be the strong one, but I'm going to have to be for these other people. I do see this need for laughter, it like the laughter needs to come back into the family space, and that's due to like emotional upset, that's due to this. It's due to this male figure that's just kind of lingering over everybody and that energy. I also see like this, like there's this like fierce female, which is you're having to be the fierce female for everybody else. Feel like somebody's strength has gone and you're trying to be that strong tree for someone else. And I do really feel like it's a female. I also feel like that this man has been showing himself in weird ways. Like maybe you're getting signs, or other people are getting signs of his presence. Or just asking for signs and then they're getting them, because I see like with this card, the divining rod here, it's like there's been divination, there's been signs, there's been messages already delivered, and in like the rhythms of the other world, or like that heartbeat is still coming through to other people. All right. Also, this card says sun wheels on there, but I want to say the word sun, S-O-N, not S-U-N. Whether it's, I feel like it's someone's son. He's a super bubbly guy, though. Like, he's got like this super happy energy about him. And he's letting everybody know, like, hey, I'm good. I'm okay. Thanks, Argo. Hey, Ricky. How's it going? It's good to see you, too. How's your new year been treating you for, like, the whole, like, not even week and a half that we've been in it? You know, some people would say it's too soon to tell, but it's like, I know a lot's already happened for a lot of people already. So it's, you know what I mean? Carrie Ann says, I know exactly who you're talking about. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad I could give that message. Let's see, Helen. Career reading. You've been in need of a change for like 2 years. Like 2 years you've needed to get out of this like day-to-day cycle. It is not fulfilling you. What does Helen need to know about her career? Here, we'll use this deck on top of it. Okay, so we'll take those because that's exactly the number that I needed. Weird. Doo-doo-doo. It's your first time. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you in here. We'll just leave that little thing up there so that people know kind of what I'm talking about if they come in late into what I'm saying. Okay, so you may feel like you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, or you may feel like going after something new may be feeling a little bit risky. We've got this moon card here, which is kind of like confusion and risk. Okay, and you may be feeling like you don't know really what's out there. You might not know which direction that you want to go in. All right, but I do want to say that if you don't start looking now and you don't start applying for something now, you're going to be in this cycle for like another 3 years. And I don't want that for you, because 3 years is a really long time for you to be remaining in the environment that you are in. Okay. So this Knight of Swords here is like, you've got to take action. You've got to go after ambition, or you've got to be ambitious. Okay. You've really got to put yourself out there. This card of Strength says, have some confidence when you're doing this. Okay. Have some strength and be like, it's okay. Change is good. Change is needed. 2025 is a 9 year. If you add 2, 0, and 2, 5 together, you get 9. 9 is it's like almost at the end of a journey. Okay, it's not at the beginning of a stage. We're not like starting something completely brand new here, but you definitely need a change. All right, and I want you to have some patience with yourself. I feel like it might take as long as 5 months for you to kind of get this change to happen. All right, so while you may be really frustrated and really bored and really burnt out from your day-to-day journey in your day-to-day life, have some patience. Don't go off the deep end and just like quit your job one day because you've just had it up to absolutely here with your environment and with everybody. Like make sure that you're planning things out before you just jump off and be like, you know what, psychic said I should quit my job and like find something new. Find something new first, okay, and then go ahead and go through the process of change. All right, you're reaching a stage this year with this card of the Empress of finding yourself to be femininely stable, independent, being able to be stable as a mother, stable just as a female. I'm not sure if you are a mother or not, but if you're looking for more stability in your household, you're going to get it. All right. This rat card comes out and says that there are entanglements in your work environment. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I was just talking about that. Okay. There is this sense of just, it's just conflicting and it's not fun. And I wouldn't want to go into your work environment, especially if you're feeling like all of this is going on. You know what I mean? But you have the resilience, you have the strength. Remember, as I said, you've got the strength code, you have the resilience, and you have the courage, okay, to have to keep going and know that there's going to be some amazing opportunities literally put in front of you that is not only going to give you abundance, but it's going to put more food on the table. All right. So while you have like this intuition, like change is coming, and I know that I'm about ready to like walk up to like that dieting board and I'm gonna have to jump off the deep end, where you're still climbing up the ladder. All right. So make sure that you're getting your ducks in a row, update your CV, your resume, get people in on like being a referral or a reference, stuff like that, so that whenever they do get a phone call, they're not caught off guard and they already know what to say about you. You know what I mean? Like plan stuff out, but I would give yourself 5 months, or at least until like May. Give yourself until May. All right. So let me know how that reads for you, if that makes sense for you, which I hope it does make sense for you. And that sucks, Ricky. I got hit with the flu too, like right after Christmas, like New Year's, like right after New Year's. I was like, it was like the third day. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I've been hit by an absolute just bus. Absolutely no energy. Oh no, we are not doing that. Guys, this is a scammer. This is a scammer, guys. That's super, super skeezy. Don't do that. Let's just block that user. Let's just block that. You know what I mean? Let's block. Block. We're blocking them. Delete. It's so gross. Sorry, guys. You're so very welcome. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me know if it does. If you want to book in for a deeper reading, guys, head to my website, www.thependulumspath.com. You can book in for a deeper reading. We can get into like a lot more detail because I don't like to air everybody's laundry out on public stuff because, you know, like not everybody wants to have all of the nitty-gritty details like put out on there. So yeah, like everyone's recovering. Like everybody is recovering. Let's see what's going on with you, Erica. Well, we've got relationship, we've got entanglements, we've got you hitting the pause button as you try to figure out how to navigate how you're going to respond here. I do feel like it could be an ex because we've got like this card of teamwork, and I feel like it's an ex that we might be dealing with here. So we've got this, well, yeah, we've got this card to say it's relationships and then entanglement. So there is an issue with a relationship, and I do feel like it's more on the masculine side than the feminine side. So either a son, a male ex, someone that you're like super close with, somebody you're in a relationship with, something along those lines, okay? I feel like that there are some elements where both of you may need to let some things go. Hi. Like both of you may need to like drop some stuff. Or just hit the pause button and just be like, we can't like Okay, so it could be both or elements of both, and it's we've got like this navigation of responsiveness, and it's like you're trying to figure out, how do I respond to this? How do I react to this? Because you're hoping for everyone to kind of work together, or at least, you know, you don't have to be friends, but you gotta at least get along, kind of thing. Yeah. I just heard one of your guides say she needs the help, and they know that she needs the help. But there's a lot of struggle there. Boundaries. There's a lot of struggle there. Or maybe you need to set stronger boundaries. I mean, you already have a lot of intuitive vision yourself, but it is really hard to see things for ourselves sometimes. I mean, as much as this kind of feels like it's a dumpster fire, you're going to be, you know, stubborn and push forward through it anyway. So it's not like this is going to be the end of things, but I do feel like you may need to take a little bit more, I don't want to say aggressive action as in like physically aggressive, but you may need to be a little bit more verbally assertive. Like more verbally assertive. Ew. Okay, so maybe that's why like those boundaries are there. Oh my, really? Stop. This is so skeezy. Sorry, guys. Block user. We're blocking. And we're deleting. We're blocking and we're deleting. Ew. Yucky. Yucky, yucky, yucky. All right. Let's see here. It never ends. It really never ends. Like every live stream, and then I'll have to make another video that's like, someone's copied me yet again. And people are like, oh, you're just so popular. And it's like, no, they just like to copy and try to scam people, and it's gross. Like, I will never ever go into someone's inbox and be like, I have a message from the ancestors. I've never ever done that. So let's go. Parents' estate settling. Your dad's around. Like, you've got a father figure around. I feel like that you guys are like two peas in a pod. I don't know who had the nasal cannula, or at least I can kind of feel like air, like little puffs of air kind of going up my nose a little bit, and that kind of feels like a nasal cannula. Does that make sense? Is that him? Okay. Hold on. We're going to use the other deck too. This one. We'll use this one. Okay, I do still see some boundaries, some restrictions. Like someone's not stamped something. You know, it's like, are you waiting for that stamp of approval or something along those lines, or someone's seal or something like that? Or you're waiting for some kind of judgment. And while I can't necessarily go into like legal stuff, because I can't do legal readings, what I do see is that even though there are some hurdles that you're going to have to get around, because we've got some boundaries, we've got some restrictions, we've got this card of the trickster here, but I feel like it's more like the ride that you're on is going a bit chaotic. All right. Even though that's happening, you're still going to be like super resilient and keep on keeping on, like keep on asking or keep on being. It's almost like being a pest is kind of what I see. It's like being like that annoying mosquito and buzzing in their ear constantly, and asking for resolution. All right. I do see with this card of treasures here, this is, I guess, what I'm going to equate to as the estate. Like, these are the treasures. This is what you are waiting for. And these treasures would bring about a sense of renewal into your life. It would be going to the right family or the right people. You're waiting for some things to change still. Because I do see like there's this card of alchemy. So there's still some changes that need to happen in order for you to actually receive it. I even feel like, don't know why October is significant, but I want to say October because I keep seeing it on a calendar, which I know is still eons away from now, but then by the time it comes around, you'd be like, that was like 2 weeks, because every year seems to be going by faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. All right. I don't want to say like I don't want to say like don't be afraid or anything like that, because I don't feel like it's fear, but like anxiety, I guess, about it. Try to at least keep that settled. All right. I do want to say also, make sure you're taking care of yourself. There's like this energy of like your own health, your own sense of like physical self well-being. Like make sure that you're taking care of your own self as well, because they're, I guess, worried, or at least showing a level of nurturing concern, I guess, is the way that I want to put that. But I still see some delays, some boundaries going on with that, which I'm sure is really frustrating. I'm sure it's really frustrating. Who's that? Brittany. Hi, Brittany. How's it going? Let's see who else. Let me scroll back up. Yeah, I'm sure it is. There is like that physical effect, and it's like, again, well, I can't do health readings. They're just like, he just needs to be taking care of himself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. So yeah. But yeah, beat that little mosquito. Okay. Like sometimes you've just got to be annoying for someone to just be like, okay, I just want this to stop, so let's just come to a resolution. All right. So that, yeah, there's nothing wrong with being an annoying little mosquito sometimes. Doesn't give people permission to constantly be an annoying little mosquito. It's appropriate sometimes, not all the time. Not all the time. Any whoozles. Who's next? Who's next? Do 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 do. Be the mosquito. Become the mosquito. Brittany, can I have a reading? Absolutely, yes, you can. Absolutely. Ooh, we're on a beginning healing journey, my girl. You got some conflict too. Okay, so we've got this initiator. This is you. Yes, it says hag. No one's calling you a hag. All right, but this is the female who's starting something new. All right, and good for you. Are you on a bit of a healing journey? Yes. Is there healing that needs to happen? Also, absolutely yes. All right, but I do see here this card of immortality is on its head, so it does feel like that something that kind of maybe felt immortal at one point in time has definitely shown up that it absolutely can and will end. All right, so something has come to an end, and I feel like that this, like whatever's come to an end, there was somebody who was not being fully honest with you. There was like an element of like being tricked, or being like false assumptions or falsely led. All right, and even though there is conflict around you or there's frustration, you're tenacious is all get out. All right. Like you may be super quiet on the outside and people may think that you're super quiet, but like, no. Okay. And continue to be fearless in that as well. Like be a bit of a bore. Okay. Get your bristles up. You know what I mean? It's okay. You can snort, you can show your teeth and stuff like that. It's absolutely fine. Sometimes we need to. All right. I want you to also like be mindful of your perspective or at least open up your perspective a little bit. All right. Because while you might feel like you're in one spiral, like there are other spirals going on as well, or at least maybe there's like two other people involved that are also in a spiral because of this situation or whatever it is. But there is like there are still some secrets or still some information that it's like maybe you don't know about it or it hasn't come to the surface yet. Okay. If that makes sense, you know? Okay. But I do feel like you kind of need to like it's like you need to see where you have your blessings. All right, reflect on your blessings there and stay grounded. You got to stay grounded. Ooh. You got to stay grounded. Don't throw your confetti all up in the air. All right. Don't just like throw everything to the wind and let the wind take it. All right. You gotta hold some stuff down like closer to earth. All right. You gotta do that. But yeah, I do feel like that there's okay. Well, you know, that kind of clears that up. That kind of clears that up. That kind of clears that up. I was like, yeah, there's two other people and there's like other spirals going on. I was like, it's not just your spiral, there's other spirals going on. All right. And sometimes it is hard, like whenever we're in a spiral or like whenever we're having in relationships, experiences, all that stuff, right? Like everybody is, how do I put this? Everybody lives their life with like a one-sided mirror, okay? And all they see is a reflection of what they're seeing, right? And it's really hard to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and see like what they're seeing and understand what they're experiencing and all of that stuff. And how your life is affecting them. And then they don't see how their life or their existence is affecting you and all of this stuff. And sometimes we really do need to like kind of pull ourselves out of our own shoes and put it in someone else's and be like, wow, if I was them and I was going through this, how would I feel? Or what would I be experiencing and stuff like that. And sometimes we're glad about what they're going through, or at least what we hope they're going through, because they freaking deserve it. And sometimes you don't want them to be going through what you see them going through from that perspective because it sucks majorly. You know. Yeah, you are definitely. Yeah, healing is not like people are like, oh, I'm on a healing journey. Really? When was the last time you just sobbed uncontrollably because you felt like you were worthless? It was like, when was the last time you just felt like your entire existence made absolutely no sense? I was like, where in your healing journey did you realize that maybe you were the bad guy at one point in time? You know, like there's a lot of uncomfortableness that comes in a healing journey. Like there's a lot that goes into it. Getting further into runes. Do them more. Let's see here. For Crowley, advice on getting further into runes. You need to pull 3 a day. Why are you doing that? Why didn't you want to go in? Okay. So first of all, getting further into runes and stuff like that, make sure that you're actually in a state of enjoyment, or that you're excited to do it, because your energy is going to have a lot of effect on your relationship to your runes, your relationship to your education in runes. It's like, if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to remember anything. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you don't enjoy it, because I really do feel like you have a bond, you have a golden cord of connection to runes, to symbology, or just to symbols in general. That's why I like to read so much. That's why I like to read so much. That's why you have such a connection with learning and all of that. It's the interpretation of symbology. You're going to have a sense of renewal this year when it comes to your divination journey. I even feel like you're going to have, like, it's okay. It says this god of thunder and lightning with Tyrannus, but I feel like you're gonna have a moment of kind of like lightning is going to kind of strike you, and you're going to understand things from, like, you're going to understand things from a perspective of the old ways. Also, make your own. You need to make your own out of wood. Like, go find wood. Go find a branch. Fruit trees. Fruit-bearing trees. Go find a branch, a fallen fell branch. Don't, like, I mean, you don't have to go like hiking for it. But go find a tree and then get a hacksaw and then cut little rounds out of it and make your own. And as you make them, learn each one. As you carve or burn it into each piece, connect with it and learn each one. And make it like a private ritual project, because I know that you like to build things and make things, using your hands and stuff like that. Make your own, okay? But also pull 3 a day. Every single day, pull 3. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at supper time. Pull 3. Even if there isn't like a basic question, just what do you need? What do you want to tell me? And pull 3. Write it down in a little notebook. Take a picture of it on your cell phone and save it for the day, and then interpret it later if you need to. Or as the day progresses, look at them and kind of see where you're at in the day or in your journey based on those runes. That's what I got for you. Make your own. Cleanse them, bless them, bond with them, put them in a little bag. Hope that makes sense for you. I'm sure you'll let me know if it does. I'm sure you will. And you're very welcome, Brittany. You're very welcome. Make sure everyone's sharing this out or tagging your friends and telling people. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Hey, Terry. How's the new year treating me? Well, I have most of my voice back. I don't sound like I'm speaking like 5 octaves lower than I was because I was really sick. But so far, no major complaints. No major complaints. Nothing terrible yet. And I say yet. We've got an Arctic Academy Day for the kids, for like the school district that I'm in tomorrow. It's like the entire school week just kind of just went down the toilet. So it's just been a very chill, relaxing, like extra vacation week at home. So it's been, it's been chill. It's been chill. I'm still recovering from surgery. Like I'm still having like aches and pains, but other than that, I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Now I've got the song I Will Survive stuck in my head. But who wants a reading? Who wants some cards? Let me know. Who wants to know? But it's been cold. It's been cold. We're supposed to get more snow. Where I'm at. I look great. I feel pretty good. considering, considering. I still have about three more weeks left, really, of healing. I've got to go back and make an like follow-up appointment just to have everything checked before they give me like the whole like you can go ahead and live a relatively normal life without having to worry about stitches anymore. Because when you got stitches inside you, it's a little weird. It's not like you can check on them yourself, and like make sure that everything looks good. Because how am I going to be able to tell? I'm glad it's off on a chill note too. You know what I mean? It's usually not good to like start the year off with like absolute chaos. I mean, some people thrive on it. I'd much rather just not. I'd much rather just not have the chaos. I mean, chaos is fine and all every now and then in moderation. It's like alcohol. It's just a little bit of chaos every now and then is fine. When you overdo it on the chaos, it becomes a little bit unmanageable. And then, shit happens. So enjoy your chaos in moderation. Please chaos responsibly. And I can hear one certain person going, no, I'm going to chaos irresponsibly. Who's next? Who wants some cards? I've got all kinds of Oracle decks. I got 2 new decks, and you've seen one of them here, my Celtic Healing deck. And then I got a Bob Ross deck. This is what the back of the Bob Ross deck looks like. Here's the box. The Bob Ross Oracle deck. I love it. It's very fun. Who doesn't love Bob Ross? I think it's hilarious that he used to be a drill sergeant. Like, that is just, that thought to me is hilarious. I think it's really, really funny that he used to be a drill sergeant. Terry wants a reading. Chaos Incense was, yeah, it's like you knew exactly who I was talking about. Cool deal. So, Terry. Has it really? Has it really? Isn't that funny? Isn't that really funny that I'm just like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring out the Bob Ross deck, like right as you're just like, I'll take a reading. And I'm like, here's the Bob Ross deck. Okay. All right. I mean, while you were full of personality, hi, Hannah. I'm like, would you look at that? There's Hannah. I was like, Hannah should be, I'm thinking in my head, Hannah should be here any second now. And there you are. That's hilarious. Okay, so Terry, even though you are this whole personality, deep inside you really are a humble soul. All right. But I do feel like that lately it kind of feels like the spotlight's kind of been on you a lot recently. And you may feel like you've got a lot ahead of you. I know. Speak of the devil, she will show up. Like, it may feel like you've got like a lot ahead of you. Like, there's a lot that you might want to accomplish. All right. And you may be feeling completely overwhelmed by everything that you have literally in front of you. All right. Call in your guides and ask them for help. All right. All right. I really want you to see, if you zoom out, these little seeds that you are planting right now, it's not even seeds, okay? It's like literally like the water ripple effect. You throw in a pebble and it sends all these ripples out. And while you might not see how far those little ripples are stretching, they are literally stretching and stretching and stretching and causing more waves to come back to you and increasing in energy. All right. So just know that, like, while you feel like you've got a lot of stuff, daunting stuff ahead of you, you're going to be able to conquer these challenges, no problem, even if you kind of put it on yourself. All right, you've got this like sense of authority about you, and just be like, you know what, it's fine, I can handle this, just give me a second, I'll take everything. I'll take everything, I'll do everything. Oh my God. Okay. You know how I was just talking about the ripples, like the ripple effect? This card here that I just like flipped over, would you look at that? There's like a pebble going into the water and causing ripples. This is returning to source. I feel like if you're getting overwhelmed, think about the reason why you're doing things. Like, why am I doing this? Then it'll all make sense, and then you can get back up on that like horse again and keep going. All right. You are, I feel like this year is the beginning of a new life for you. All of these changes that you've absolutely wanted in your life, you're finally saying, you know what? No, this is the year that I get those things done. Yeah, it's because you put a lot off for a long time. Yes, you have a lot of stuff, but you'll get it done. And it's almost like Sabrina Carpenter when she opens up her towel, and it's like I'm waiting for you to do like this big reveal where you've got everything put together and the show is done and you're just on the stage doing the performance kind of thing. I'm sure it is driving you absolutely crazy. I'm sure it is. But you'll be able to get it done. Okay. Project started, never finished. Well, then call in help. You have friends. You have people around you. If you need a flashlight, call me. I'll come hold a flashlight. But if you hit my freaking finger with a thumb, I'm gonna have words. Just saying. Just saying. Who next? Are you also doing like a physical makeover too? Like, I don't know if you dyed your hair recently or if you're going to do like a completely different like Chaos color. Something like that. Terry. I think this is Hannah. just that emoji always makes me laugh. It can be used in so many different contexts. It really is. It's really kind of funny. Oh, no way. Send me pics. I want to see. That was like a makeover too. Like there was a makeover that happened or it's gonna happen. I was like, we got like a whole new do. We got a whole new like physical like transformation. That's hilarious. I'm like, I don't know what this chaos color is or something like that, but like we got a whole new like going. See, they know. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Hannah, I just heard you go, ma'am. Like in your own self. I just heard you go, ma'am. I was like, okay. All right. God, you've been working so hard. Good God, you've been like putting in like ridiculous hours. Your mom is stupid proud of you, by the way. Like so proud of you. The way that you have just like gotten like it's like I heard her say like she's a machine or something like that. Like she's just a machine at this point. I don't know if like you're putting like 63 hours a week. I don't know if the number 63 means something. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you did like 63. I don't know. Or 83. It's either 6 or an 8. I don't know. But you've done like an ungodly, like you're working ridiculous like number of hours. Okay. And your investment in yourself, your diligence is absolutely going to pay off. All right. I do want to say that like you may need to I don't know if it's like scheduling things or if you feel like you need to take a little bit more authority over your own personal life. No days off. Like that's literally it. Okay. You're like, I have not had a break. Like just all I hear is like she's just a machine. Just keep going, keep pushing every day on the grind. Let's get that money, let's get that dough. And it's just like you've made like a flow out of it, right? You've got so much energy, right? But make sure that you are scheduling. That's what that is. You've got to schedule time so that you don't lose that sense of energy, so you don't lose that sense of passion. Because otherwise we get impulsive and we start doing silly things when our brain is like really fried out of our minds. Okay. And also, okay. I don't know if you've started a cycle back up again. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Okay. But your mom's like, she knows better than to keep going back. Let me know if that makes sense. Like you're just stop that cycle. Like would she tell her, would she stop doing that? That's all I heard was tell her to stop. Would she please stop doing that? And I understand that there is a sense of familiarity. There is a sense of I mean, you've gone through a lot of change recently, basically been thrust into a metamorphosis that you were absolutely not ready for. You were like, I wasn't cooked enough for that change to happen. So now you've put me into a transformation that I was not prepared for. All right. But there is a sense of routine here that, while feels stable at times, this Six of Swords is assailing you, girl. You gotta try to move on from that. Okay. And I even feel like that you've had that conversation with yourself several times recently. Okay. So maybe those conversations that you have had with yourself, maybe listening to yourself, because I love you so much, and I know that you're laughing kind of at me because I can almost hear it. And I know I'll get a text after this. I know I will. But you've got this card of the Empress here is saying that you need to maybe, it's not learning to stand on your own 2 feet because you already know how to do that. I know you have. I'm not going to say that you haven't. All right. I'm not going to say that you haven't. All right. Your mom has your back. Absolutely has your back. But this cycle that you're in, it's not kind to you. And I think that you already know that. And I think that sentence kind of maybe hit a little hard, maybe, but it's not being kind to you. And you need, not only do you need somebody in your life who's going to be kind to you, but you need somebody who's going to allow you to be kind to yourself as well. Okay. You also need to listen to your heart. You need to go, yeah, I know you did. I wasn't trying to smack you down. Okay. I really wasn't trying to smack you down. But you need to have somebody in your life that you're going to be able to share those stupid moments with. All right. Not the stressful moments, the stupid special moments, the ones that make you laugh, the ones that have you feeling safe. Someone that you feel safe with. Okay. Someone where you can express your feelings freely. Be the goofball that you are, be the hard ass that you are, and isn't going to judge you either way for it. And that there's not going to be contingencies on it that's one-sided. All right. Because I feel like it's been one-sided for far too long, and you need that kindness returned to you, my girl. And I love you. But that comment made me laugh. Just saying. That made me laugh a little bit. Because I heard you say it. Because I heard you say it like, oh, hell. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love you too. You better. We've been sticking it out for this many freaking years. Jeez. I remember telling you, hey, I think something weird's going on with me, and I don't know what it is, but I really think that something's up. I remember telling you that, and I was like, I don't know who to tell. Something weird's going on with me. I think I might be weird. And I was like, no, she'll get it. She'll be fine with it. She won't think I'm crazy. Who would have thought my house getting flooded for 3 freaking days would have resulted in me meeting and knowing you for all these years? Wild. That is crazy. Yep. Okay. All right. Look at you now. That's wild, though. I've known you for like 6 years. I will have known you for 6 years this year. That's crazy. That's wild. You know how I know that? Because Mira's turning 10 this year. And when you met her, she had just like turned like she was like just about to turn 4 or something. Or had just turned that. Crazy. I know we have in freaking every lifetime, and then most likely in the next one. You know what I mean? Yeah. 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 I don't know when that happened. I don't know how that happened. I don't know who allowed that to happen. But she was born in 2015. And it's 2025. So by my calculations, 10 years ago, at this time, I was heavily pregnant. There better not be another, like, I'm done. Like, nope, not doing this again, ever. I've got a lot of stuff to ask when I get on the other side. Like, first of all, who authorized this? Who authorized this? I've made this joke before, and I know you guys have probably heard, like, some of you have heard this before, but I have like this theory, right? Because I didn't figure out, like, I didn't understand that I was a psychic and a medium until I was like mid 30s, right? And I had always had weird experiences my entire life. It just took me that long to go, oh my God, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But I have this theory that before I came to this earth, I was already programmed with ADHD, right? Like, while I'm waiting to be sent down here, they're giving me my verbal instructions, which again was like mistake number 1, giving me verbal instructions. And they're like, so your job on this earth is to be a psychic. And I was like, sidekick, got it. And they're like, no, you're supposed to be a psychic. And I was like, comic relief, short stack, got it. And they're like, no, not sidekick, psychic. And I was like, heard you loud and clear, and headed down to earth. And I spent the first 30 something years of my life just thinking I was supposed to be someone's funny sidekick. And yeah, I misheard them completely. So now when I get up there, I'm going to be like, I have some words for you guys. What the hell was that? You couldn't have woken me up sooner. You couldn't have let me in on it a little sooner than that. Had me thinking I was crazy for years. It's like, so all those ghosts I was seeing in the corner of my eye were real? Neat. And not everybody else can see them in photographs? That's weird. Didn't know that. I swear, it's been a fun journey. It's been such a fun journey. Such fun. Such fun. Who next? I know I've been on here for a little bit over than an hour, but yeah, I can see them in photographs. I'll actually, if you want to, I'll see if I can find them. I'll tell you this story, because it's actually a really fun story. Like, this was fun for me. So my mom, I love her so much. I love her so much, but she has struggled a little bit, and that's an understatement, with what I do for work. Not that she doesn't believe me. She doesn't really necessarily understand it, like how I'm able to do it, even though she herself has had like premonitions about people and things and stuff before that have come true, and she still is like on the fence about it. However, there was at one time she went to an old theater, kind of like in northern Arizona. Oh no, actually I think it was closer to the Tucson area, so further south. Anyways, old mining town, and my mom had gone to this old theater that was really ornate, like big, like plaster balconies, scrolls everywhere, like super heavy velvet curtains, like whole 9 yards. It was a really old, beautiful theater. My mom was sending me like pictures of the theater itself. I grew up in the theater. I love the theater. Like just seeing the pictures was absolutely beautiful. But I kind of make a kind of a joke, joking comment to my mom. And I was like, do you want to see the ghosts? And she said, what do you mean? Do I want to see the ghosts? I was like, well, hate to break it to you, you are very much not alone in that theater. Even with all the other people in the seats around you, you're not alone. There's ghosts around you, and I can see them very clearly in these pictures. And I was like, if you want, I can send them to you and show you, because I guarantee you will be able to see at least one of them. And so my mom hesitantly was like, all right, go on then. And she was out with like 4 or 5 friends. They were off to see like a blues cover band, like a Blues Brothers cover band, something like that. And so what I did is I just took the pictures that she sent me. I just zoomed in, took a screenshot, sent it back to her. That's all I did. I didn't edit anything. I didn't change the lighting, nothing. I just screenshot the Zoom and sent it back to her. And in one of them, you can clearly see the guy's wearing a top hat. He has a like white, like styled mustache. You can see he has glasses on. You can even see like one of his ears, like the profile of one of his ears, and like the collar of like what looks like a 3-piece tuxedo suit. In another image, you can see a very scraggly, large beard. Like this guy has not shaved in decades. He's got like a floppy kind of hat, very dark, furrowed eyebrow. So he looks like he would have been a miner back in like, you know, like the gold rush, like 1800s. Looks dirty, like he looks old and weathered and stuff like that. Like he definitely looks socially very different from the other guy, who looks like he's wearing a satin silk hat and he's got like really nice clothing on and he's very well kept and probably has pomade in his mustache. And then there's this other guy who looks very weathered, worn, tanned leather face. And it's just in this white background, but you can see what looks like the negatives of someone's face. And then there was another one where she took a picture of the balcony and I zoomed in and I was like, there is a lady smoking a cigarette from one of like those long like cigarette holders. I could see that she had on like Marilyn Monroe style sunglasses, kind of similar to like the cat style that I have on here. She had on a hat as well, like a long brimmed hat. You could see that she had like short blonde hair or like light colored hair and like a dark lip. So it would have been like a red lip on her, and very much like looked like a socialite or somebody who was on a date with somebody who had money, or she had money herself. And was like of socialite status or something like that. And I sent these pictures, and there was a few others that I sent back to my mom at the stage, and I could see people standing on the stage. My mom just called me after the show, and she's like, that was one of the freakiest things ever. She's like, I can see them. And that is confusing for me. She's like, because I'm not supposed to see them. You're not supposed to be able to see them. And she's like, you mean to tell me that you can see them like that all the time? And I was like, well, yeah. And she's like, without having to take a photograph. And I was like, I don't need a photograph to be able to see them. But if it helps you to be able to see them in that form or that way, then great. And so she sat there and stared. Like we went through the photographs a couple days afterwards together, and she very, very clearly could see all 3 people. And still to this day, she's still freaked out by the idea that I can see them without having to take a picture or without having to edit or adjust an image or something like that to make it a little bit clearer. It is slightly kind of terrifying at the same time. You know, it's like when I tell people, I'm like, I can see somebody in the photograph behind you, and they're like, what do you mean? I had a friend of mine, they were in the hospital and like their family came to visit them and they took a selfie with like all their family around. And I just, it was like, your mom is right in between like you and your sister. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like I zoomed in and again, just zoomed in and took a screenshot. And the person was like, I can see the outline of someone's face, like for sure. And I was like, that's your mom, you know? So spirit, our loved ones are always around us, like not constantly like 24/7, but they're always around us, especially when we need them to be. So if anyone can take any piece of comfort in that like our loved ones do come down and visit us, they are around us, they haven't left us. Even if we can't see them, their energy is still very much around. And if anybody ever like just wants to see those pictures, I'm more than happy to share them and send them out to people and let them see. And not everybody's been able to see them really clearly. It helps if like, you just kind of relax your eyes and don't look for something, just wait for the thing to appear. And 9 times out of 10 people have said to me, oh my god, I can see the face. And I'm like, yay, that's awesome, congratulations, you've seen a ghost. And that kind of blows their mind a little bit every time. And there's a heavy dose of disbelief in there as well, and that's absolutely fine. It is a tough reality to kind of come to terms with, that we're not alone, and that people, our loved ones, do kind of hang around us, and that I can see them and sometimes point them out. I even had a friend a couple years ago, it was like 3 years ago, asked me, because they felt like they weren't alone in their home and they were wondering if it was their dad. And then I saw him up in like the top corner, did the thing again, took a screenshot, sent the picture back, and they sent me a picture of their father. And it was like both of us could see it was exactly the same person. Like they had a really heavy, like Tom Selleck style mustache, like that really heavy comb style mustache and the glasses. And it was exactly like the same person. Just, he was just kind of floating up on the wall. Like his face was very much there, which was lovely to see. And they were able to see their father again, even just for a brief moment, even if it was faint. It was still nice to know that she could see her dad just kind of hanging around the Christmas tree, as it were, in that picture. And I was like, he's there. He's very much spending the holidays with you. He hasn't left you. He definitely hasn't left you. So yeah, there takes some comfort in that. I mean, I know not everyone's going to want to see the proof that their loved ones are in fact around them, and that's fine. Not everybody needs to. Some people just sit with the belief in the knowledge that our loved ones are very much around us. And that there are people like me in the world who have the ability to connect with them. So anyways, I'm going to leave you guys on that little note. Sorry to go off on like this little thing. What does a soul go through after physical death? That's a process. While I'm not privy to everything, everybody's okay. Like they just said, like everyone's experience is different, right? Everyone's experience is different because some people they pass away with little to no prior warning, whether that is due to a very sudden car accident or a very sudden heart attack that they didn't know was coming. And then all of a sudden they're just going about their day like everything is fine. And then very suddenly they are no longer here in the present world. And that takes some people, depending on how you pass, it takes us a minute to kind of adjust to the notion that we are no longer here. Those that are in the process or have been in the process, have been sick for a while, have been in hospice for a while, they are, for the most part, a lot of us are aware that we are in the process of ending, at the ending stage of our life. A lot of times, from my understanding, a lot of us who end up having a long life, we come to terms with our mortality a little bit easier the older that we get. Okay. There is a sense of solace that a lot of older people that I have connected with have come to this understanding, or this sense of acceptance, really, that they are going to, at some point in the near future, no longer be here. What my understanding is that once their soul has separated from the human body, it reunites itself with its familiar energies on what you would call the other side, whether you call that Valhalla, whether you call that heaven, you just call it the spirit realm, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. Seriously, you know what I mean? It's like there may be like 100 different words for snow. Um, it's all the same thing, really. Um, there is a process of kind of going over your life. Some people might think that it's, or call it the judgment, or the big judgment on whether or not you deserve to go to a higher level or a lower level. My understanding is that you're going to go to the level that you're going to go to without having to go to a council. Like you're just going to go there. That's where your spirit goes, is to whatever level, whether you are a high vibing individual or a low vibing individual that's not done some really good stuff. If you've not done some really good stuff, and I'm talking like you've gone off and like really hurt people, like you've gone off and killed people, serial killers, you know, like world leaders who have constructed mass murders and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They didn't go all the way up to the big pearly gates, if that's what you want to look at it. They most certainly went to like a lower level of learning. My understanding, or what I have been told, is that hell, if you want to give it that word, is a lot of what we experience in this life. Like the phrase hell on earth is oddly accurate from what spirit has told me. The discomfort, the physical pain that we experience, the loss that we go through, the anxiety, all the worry, all of that stuff, it's not pleasant. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot about life that's like truly, 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 truly enjoyable all the time. So like the phrase hell on earth is oddly accurate. Are there lessons that some of us actually have to learn on the other side? Absolutely. Most of the time, those lessons are continuations from the life that we experience here. It's like we got to wrap things up. We do end up with the choice to either continue on with another life, or we get leveled up, we become guides, guardians, spiritual teachers on the other side. It kind of depends on the life that you've lived this time around and what you've learned. There's a lot to it. It's not like I have died and gone to the other side and come back and be like, this is what I experienced. I don't really want to experience that. I don't really want to have. I mean, I've had near-death experiences. I've had a few where I'm still like, how am I still here? And I'm really grateful that I am still here. But my understanding is that when we cross over, we reunite with those that we are supposed to be with, our loved ones, those that we were bonded with, our family, our friends, the mentors, those that we held in a high regard in our life. Those are the ones that we reconnect with. And if we unfortunately get to the other side before those people are there, then guess what? We get to watch over them until they catch up. Until they catch up. You know, it's just they're all waiting for us on the other side. Every person that you love and think about in spirit and pray for, or whatever you do, they're all on the other side, and every single one of them hears you. The second you think about them, they know. They're aware of it. They feel it. They know. So take some, I hope you find some comfort in that. I hope I articulated that well enough. Yeah, energy can absolutely, like your loved ones can absolutely appear in your dreams. A lot of people do experience visitations in their dreams, and they're like, I swear I could hear my mom talking to me. I could feel them in the room. I could smell them. And it's like, well, yeah, because they were there. Their energy, their presence was absolutely there. You know, when you walk into a room, that even if the room is empty, you know that very recently people have been in that room because you can feel the energy in that space, right? it's very similar to that. You can attune yourself and take some deep breaths, especially meditation. And it can be unnerving at times when you feel like there are people standing in front of you and you open your eyes and there's no one standing in front of you, but you can feel their presence. When people say that they feel an uneasy presence or an evil presence in a room or in a building, very much the same thing. If you can pick up on negative energies like that, you can absolutely pick up on positive energies, but we are more aware of negative energies because they affect us negatively. We feel it in an uneasy, unpleasant way. So we're going to be more aware of that negativity than we are, the positivity. You know what I mean? We're going to be more aware of like, well, that doesn't feel nice. You know what I mean? We're going to be a bit more readily dismissive of the higher energy beings than we are the lower energy beings, because we don't like it. We don't like that sensation and we're more aware of it. So I hope that makes sense a little bit. I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, but that's my understanding and my experience from what I've been told from the other side. And my experiences with them, that I've never had a spirit come through to me and say, I'm not at rest. I've never had that happen. I've never had an energy that says, I'm not okay. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I need help crossing over. I've never had that. Have I had people say that they had unpleasant passings? Absolutely. Have they told me that they were afraid during the process of passing? Yeah, absolutely. But was all of that fear, anxiety, pain, all of that suffering that we go through, was that immediately erased and deleted the second we cross over? Yes. All the pain, all the suffering, all the anxiety, all the worry, all of that stuff, all the physical pain that we feel from head to toe, it's gone. And there's a sense of absolute freedom that's indescribable from what I understand. It's like that feeling of floating. If anybody's ever actually has astral projected, there is like a feeling that you kind of get, like the tingle in your belly, where you feel like you are lighter than air and you are floating. Imagine what that feels like, but constantly. It's like never ending. There are some, there are some things that they kind of have to come to terms with, I guess. Like I've had some who have been in a car accident, and they've had to come to terms with the fact that like they're not going home, kind of thing. I mean, even I can imagine if I were to pass very suddenly, which I hope that never happens. I hope I live a very long life, as I hope every one of us does, live a long and happy, healthy life. If you weren't ready for something, if you're not prepared for things, it can come as a shock. It can come as a surprise. And there will be a moment where you have to come to a sense of understanding or acceptance that you were no longer living. Although I'm pretty sure that reality or that knowledge is not going to be a hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean? I can see a lot of us just kind of going, oh, okay, that's what happened. That's not going to change. I'm here now. What's next? Kind of thing. It's we graduate, we level up. Basically, we level up. And if anything, we end up being released from a lot of difficulty and a lot of discomfort in life. Not that I hope death on anybody or anything like that, but I do understand that there's a sense of beautiful freedom at the end of our lives that we all get to experience. We all get to see each other too. It's like one big giant freaking party up there, and that's pretty awesome. I think. Hey, it's my witch friend. That was so funny, Jamie, when you send me that message. Like, isn't that your witch friend? It's like, it's just my friend. But yeah. Like, that's my girl. What are you talking about? Is that your witch friend? It's my friend who also just so happens to be a witch. Just so happens to be. Amongst other things. You know, amongst other things. But I hope that information helped some people. I don't know if it necessarily cleared things up, but that's a lot of the perspective that I've been given. You know, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of us who have done harm or wrong in this life, there's got to be a moment of some level of remorse that I would hope a lot of us go through. You know what I mean? That I hope that a lot of us go through. However, in my experience, guilt and remorse and regrets don't keep souls here. Okay. They don't keep souls here. Anything that's going to keep a soul here is going to be them and their lack of readiness to move on, which is a rare occasion. It's a rare occasion. Our building's haunted. Yeah, there are some things that are attached, but for the most part, souls move on. They transition. Yep. Accidental deaths are usually like, I mean, not that it's funny. It's not funny, but sometimes when spirit comes through, they're like, I was not expecting to be here today. And it's like, I'm sure you weren't. They're like, I was not anticipating that today. It's like, I'm sure that was a surprise. You know, not that it's funny, but you know, there is a level of sometimes spirit has a bit of a sense of humor about things, which I love, that it's not all serious, that spirit comes through and says some funny things, brings up nice comical memories, so that it's not all doom, gloom, and grief. They do have a tendency to bring up good memories, not bad memories. You know, it's like they don't focus on the negative, especially during mediumship. It's not like they sit there and focus on the negative. They want to focus on the positive. They want to remind you of the good things. They want to remind you of the positive moments, not lingering over their passing and lingering over illness and things like that. They don't want us to dwell on those things. They want us to be happy that they're no longer suffering, or that their spirit got to move on and transition out of whatever this is we're experiencing here. I feel like that was a sermon. I said to someone the other day, I was like, well, I was going off on one of my sermons again. I was like, that sounded weird to say that word, but that's kind of what it felt like. Like I was giving a bit of a sermon about things. She's like, pop off, Nat. Pop off. All right, folks. I've been on here for a good bit. Been on here for, I just saw 13311 on my timer there. That was kind of funny. All right, folks. So I'm going to bounce off of here. I'm going to go eat some more pizza. I had a slice before I came on here, but I'm hungry again. Kind of need to eat some more food because I don't eat enough during the day. I really don't. Even for a large mammal like myself, I really don't eat all that much. I've got to change that. All right, you guys. I'm going to schedule another live, another 5-6 days, something like that. So keep your eyes peeled for my next live. Make sure to invite your friends and stuff like that. If you're not following my page, what are you doing? Hit the follow button, hit the like button, all the things. You know what I mean? And I'll see you guys in about a week. You guys take care. Have a great night. Love you. Bye.